right, welcome to take 2 of the Singletrack Session number 102. This is one of your hosts, Aric Manning, with Joel Hatch.
Yes.
We're at the TrailManners podcast here in Ogden, Utah. And I want to start the show with some sad news for all you listeners, mainly me. After the Teton Cirque I did a couple weeks ago, apparently I left my favorite running hat probably on top of the car.
So tired you left it.
It's lupine, is that right?
I'll look for it when I'm up there this weekend.
Yeah, so it's like 3 weeks. Hopefully someone just set it on a post.
Exactly, right?
People are honest.
Yeah.
Because it's the Patagonia trucker, the big one.
Yep.
And it's the blue and green, my favorite.
Okay.
It goes with everything.
I'll look for it.
Goes with my eyes, my tongue, everything.
Right.
And I thought, I forgot. I must have left it in Jim's car. So I texted Jim. He goes, nope. And I went, I bet I put it on top when I was changing.
Right.
It was 11 o'clock at night. We pulled away. Yeah. So I'm a little hard. I haven't run since then because I'm still in mourning. But, anybody up in the Teton area that sees someone wearing a Patagonia trucker hat with a TrailManners logo in blue, that's mine because there's only one ever made.
Snatch it.
Grab it back. I'll pay the ransom if it takes that, whatever it is. It's
the bail.
It's the bail money. It's sleepless nights for me.
Yeah.
I'm a hat guy.
Right.
And I was going through and looking at some pictures and saw some selfies, and it was like tears rolling down my face. I know it's out there.
Right.
And it's alone.
It's a sad hat.
Like, even if someone threw it in the garbage, which that would really not be a good thing.
That'd be
but
bad news.
Wherever it is, it's lonely.
Right.
Like, even if it's on someone else's hat, that's like foreign.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just not right. So
no.
If you see it out in the world, maybe I'll put a wanted sign on Facebook. If you see it, crowdsource it back to me.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was looking for a new hat.
Yeah?
And happened to get on the North Face website.
Okay.
Because they've got really comfortable trucker hats.
Yeah.
I like them. And about $200 later, I left their website because they were having a big sale.
That's a lot of hats.
Yeah, right? I never found the hat, but I found a lot of other stuff, right? I got this shirt.
That's a good-looking shirt.
It is a good-looking shirt. I got a jacket. Yeah, got a jacket. I'm going to tell you about that.
You needed a jacket.
I do. I needed another jacket.
I was going to mention that to you earlier. I'm like, man, you need a new jacket.
I know, right?
Like
it was
30.
So comfortable when I got it. Anyway, so then I started looking around other places for a hat. Mountain Hardwear.
Okay.
Found one there.
Okay.
Really comfortable.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on sale.
Okay.
So if you're looking for a hat,
I do.
Yeah, it's nice. It's gray. It's not like exciting.
See, that's what I was looking at Patagonia because I still have them, the duck-billed trucker, but I don't like the colors.
They're a little weird.
They're just graphic-y or plain, and I've already got like a black one. I think I have 2 black ones.
Yep.
So I had another one still sitting in its plastic or bag.
Right.
But I like the color.
Right now is a good time to look because everything's on sale from last year, up to 50% off. Patagonia, North Face.
I saw that Patagonia ad come through.
Mountain Hardwear, I think, has stuff on sale.
Stio has a sale. I got their catalog right here next to us.
I saw that.
That's some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying anything right now. I'm off the market for purchasing stuff.
Yeah.
I've been traveling too much. Gas money.
I hear you.
Snack money.
Yeah.
That's where everything's going. And, I don't need any jackets, but there's 2 that I'm looking at.
Of course.
Because you got to have jackets.
You got to have a couple on your radar, just in case.
Just in case something, like I lost my hat, right?
Yeah.
So if I lose a jacket, there's a hole in my closet for a jacket.
That's what I was telling my wife.
Yeah.
Because she was like, you've got a lot of jackets. I said, I've got a lot of opportunities to be comfortable in many different weather opportunities.
That's right.
Occasions.
Well, last night me and my daughter went to the Indigo Girls concert at Red Butte. Took some rain jackets.
Yeah, see?
Boom. And I've got a new Patagonia rain jacket. It's orange, of course.
There you go.
And I wore it, and I was like, it works.
Yeah, see?
So,
you were prepared.
I totally was. There are people around me that were not, and
No.
just me and my daughter. I brought her my pearl rain jacket with my Suffer Better blanket. We just sat, listened. People were like scattering for the bathrooms and stuff.
Right, you were comfy.
Yeah, I'm like,
because you were prepared.
Because I have the jackets.
That's right.
So, the Patagonia one, though, I went online, just Googled Patagonia duck-billed trucker because there's, certain color options. They have that one that's, orange and baby blue.
Right.
That's the money hat I never owned.
Right, and it's hard to find.
It's nowhere to be found.
Can you find it on eBay?
I didn't find that color. Some guy was selling a used one, not that color, but just a random used duck-billed trucker for $50.
If it was orange and blue, you'd pay $50 for it.
Probably if I had a good interior photo of it.
Yes, exactly.
I'm really. I don't wear used stuff. There's a few used things I will never. Underwear.
Right.
Never.
Yeah.
Mattresses.
Yeah. Condoms.
Hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, those would probably, yeah.
That's a no-no.
Yeah, that probably is.
Right.
I've been reading stuff on that. It's been research. But yeah, so I'm really heartbroken. So if anybody knows a line on a Patagonia duck-bill trucker, the bigger ones, with the like good colors, not the ones online Patagonia's website.
Ones.
Yeah, I don't want any of those. But like the good, bright, hello colors, I'm in the market. And you could make me happy. Christmas is right around the corner, after all. So is a lot of holidays. I mean, we could do Labor Day presents.
I know. Halloween.
Halloween trick-or-treat. You can just come
Turkey
in.
Day.
Turkey Day.
Yeah.
I'm going to, okay, so here we go. I'm going to Colorado Springs for Thanksgiving.
For Turkey Day.
For Turkey Day. So I don't know if anybody in Colorado Springs listens to this show.
Right.
Or if maybe you know someone in Colorado Springs, but I'm looking for a tour guide.
Little running?
Yeah, I kind of want to do Pikes Peak, but I know the weather may not let me get there.
Yeah.
With the snow.
Might be a little cold.
Kind of want to do the incline.
But you got jackets for that?
I have a few jackets. I'll even lend somebody a jacket.
There
you
you
can
go.
wash those pretty good. I don't mind lending stuff like that. Hats,
right.
I won't. If you need a mattress, I won't lend you that either. But yeah, I'm kind of looking maybe for an opportunity to run in Colorado Springs for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So I'm throwing that to the wind right now. So moving on from the loss of my Patagonia duck-bill trucker limited edition, one only in the world, TrailManners logoed hat, we will skip to something else that happened this week, kind of on a whim that surprised me. So a listener, Henry Howard,
okay,
he has a website called Run Spirited. He sent me an email about just doing a quick little interview about how I got into running.
Right.
And I will say this, I am not an interesting person, and so I was really nervous. Like, I don't do well with this stuff. He did a really good job. Like, he sent me the article before he posted it, which is huge. I think that's really great.
Right.
Man, he is a talented writer. Like, he could make a turd look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I just really liked how he did things. It was just great. So I'm going to put a link for those of you who haven't seen it, because it was kind of fun. My daughters read it, and they smiled because it said Pride Moments, and it was my two daughters. They read it, and like, are you serious? I'm like, hey, it's on the Internet. It's got to be true.
It's got to be reals.
That's right. So let's get into some happenings, shall we? This weekend was kind of a big deal. There was Colorado kind of blew up with some big races.
2 big races.
Let's start with the 100-miler, though.
Okay.
Because that's longer than the other one, because it's 100 miles. Well, there's actually 3 in Colorado, really. But we'll start with the Leadville 100.
All right.
That's kind of one of those historical, iconic. I was in a book about people that ran without shoes.
Right. It's been around for a while.
It's been around for a long time.
Got really popular a couple of years ago.
713 entrants.
That's a lot.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. The women, we'll start with the ladies. I like starting with the ladies. Katie Arnold and Addie Bracey.
They were duking it out.
They were together for like the first half plus of the race.
Right.
And then Katie decided that she was going to go faster.
Right.
And so she did. And so she finished in 19:53.
Mm-hmm.
Addie Bracey came in at 21:17. And Gina Slaby came in 23:13. So well played, ladies. On the men's side, Robert Carrar. I call him Robert now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't know that until now. I mean, he's listening in his headphones, but he's got his Jaybirds in. But yeah, Rob Carrar, he just finished the 100-mile bike ride.
Yeah, the week before.
Yeah, right. So he's warmed up.
He placed pretty well in that 100-mile bike ride, too.
He did.
Didn't he?
10, if I remember right.
I'm going to go top 20.
Top
just
20?
To be safe.
Okay.
That covers a lot of spots.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But he literally blew the field away, like literally.
Yes.
15:51.
Didn't he get a little bit lost, too? Did you read that?
I didn't.
Okay. So I saw that he was running, and I checked in at one point, and he was running. He was like through mile 31 in the lead. Course record pace. I was like, oh, this is going to get exciting. Check back a couple hours later. They had him at like 78th place or something like that. I was like, what is going on here? What happened? Did he blow up? And then I saw somewhere where somebody said, oh, he got off course by a couple miles. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Huh.
Or maybe it was a chip problem. I don't know. Maybe somebody was cheating. Not him. Not him, but you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, because it was kind of a scary weekend for Matt Carpenter.
Yeah, his course record almost went.
Yeah, so he has a course record in 2005, and Carrar was off at 9 minutes.
Yeah,
that's fast. 15:51.
After riding 100 miles the weekend before.
And I looked it up. His biking, he finished 14th.
Okay.
Yeah, in 7:08. So he's
go.
a little faster on the bike.
Yeah.
Like he could have done 2 bike races.
Gosh.
But, yeah, he crazy. I mean, and he's had a good year quietly. Bryce Canyon, he won a few other races.
I'm going to say that performance right now is performance of the year for me. Mm-hmm. It is.
Else? What I'm trying to think of what else is out there. Off the top of
Walmsley's
my head. Walmsley's Western States.
But you know what? Walmsley didn't ride 100 miles the weekend before.
Yeah. And Krar's been gone for a while.
He has been.
Really. I don't think he hasn't run 100 for 3 years. 2015 was his last 100-miler.
Right.
So that's pretty – and he almost got the course record.
He almost got the course record.
And that Matt Carpenter record stood for,
oh my gosh,
13 years. It's like 2005.
Stand for another 13.
Yeah, because it was pretty good weather from what I hear for that race. I mean, second place was Ryan Kaiser, 17:37, so almost 2 hours behind.
Yeah.
Third place was 18:15 by Seth Kelly. Yeah, so that's phenomenal. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. To run that fast at altitude.
Yeah, that's, I think, 10,000 feet average altitude there. So congratulations, everybody at Leadville. I think one of the most incredible stories for me of the year and of the weekend is Dave Mackey finished Leadman. So that's
cool,
with all of them, 100-mile bike, 100-mile run.
All
they got the 50-mile stuff, the 10-mile, 10Ks. He finished in 24:54, but as we know, it's only been 3 years.
Since he lost his leg.
Since he lost part of his leg, his knee down.
Right.
And that, I don't know, super inspiring. And the Leadman is hard on its own, let alone with, something like that, where he's just, I don't know, what an awesome story, though. And he's such a nice guy, which is even better. Like, if he was a dink, he wouldn't be as cool to me.
True.
But it would still be cool, don't get me wrong. I would just be biased because he wouldn't be nice. But he's super nice. The other one that I almost forgot that's kind of a big deal, and I waffle on this one. If someone would pay my entry, I would do this race.
Oh, would you?
Trans Rockies.
Oh, yeah.
So when I was with the Pearl team years ago,
Pearl Zumi, that is.
Yeah. We had an entry, and I kind of give it to Timothy Olson and Ian Torrance.
Right.
And I kind of wanted to just take it because it's
in
super.
Hindsight, you should have.
Because I don't know what it is now, but back then it was like $3,000 for a team of 2.
Probably is that much now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like inflation. It's like $9,000. I don't know, who knows? But it looks kind of. It's just the environment that appeals to me.
It looks fun,
and you get a run throughout the day. So that happened this weekend. Looks super fun, man. A lot of cool people out there. Hillary Allen and Lucy Bartholomew were a team.
Oh no!
And they didn't win.
They didn't win?
How's that? Like you throw those names together and like, oh, so you guys took second, and then third. Let's see. So twin sisters Lena and Sanna Elkott from Sweden won the 2-person relay. So it's a 6-day race, 6 days, 2 people, 17:48, and Lucy and Hillary were 18:26.
Wow, that's pretty close.
That is, but yeah, 2 girls, twins. I was gonna say they look like twins. They are twins. That's why they're called twins. So yeah, that's pretty cool on the women's side. On the men's side, I see the team winners were Sean Lywood and Mike Tucker in 19:25, which would put them at 3rd overall. The 2 women's teams beat them.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Cody Reed did a solo 6-day race in 16:37.
Ah, nice.
And the women's side, Tessa Chesser won the solo 6-day race in 21:04. So I would like to do the team one because there's like rules like you can't finish so far apart.
Right.
So I think it'd just be fun. And then you just hang out. People set up tents, you eat, you hang out, maybe have some beverages and cheese curds, whatever they give you. So
a little fuel for the next day.
Yeah. And then kind of the old granddaddy, the Pikes Peak races were going on this weekend.
Those have been around for a year or two.
They have the Pikes Peak Ascent and the Pikes Peak Marathon.
Right.
And I'm not going to shed any light on, I'm not going to knock anything, but the Ascent climbs 7,815 feet over 13 miles. You top out at 14,000.
That's a lot of climbing.
But they changed it this year because of weather, so pushed down to 10,000 feet to bar camp. So I'm going to skip that one because the Pikes Peak Marathon
that was a bit more interesting.
Is where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to just go right to it because this is why I said Matt Carpenter had an interesting weekend.
Yes.
So Dakota Jones, who is just another amazing dude.
He is.
He reached a summit. Okay, this is the marathon. Okay, he reached a summit in 2:18, and he sprinted the 13 miles downhill. Okay, 13 miles.
So 2:18 up, right?
Yep, 13 miles downhill in 1 hour, 13 minutes.
Oh, that's fast. And it's kind of technical up top, too, I think.
And
I think you're going against traffic, too.
I don't know if I could go that fast if someone pushed me over and I just tumbled down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's insane.
That's fast.
It was 3 minutes better than anyone else, and he won the race in 3:32.
So he beat Carpenter's old record.
Yeah, so he beat the downhill split was better. Jones's downhill was 1:13 and Matt Carpenter's 1:15 from 1993.
So close.
Carpenter's overall record still stands at 3:16
because he ran the uphill faster.
Yeah, so I mean it's 16 minutes Dakota still had to get. I mean that's
close.
You have to make that on the uphill. I don't know if you could go any faster downhill successfully.
I think it'd be hard because you are fighting that traffic. All those other racers that are coming up the hill.
Well, 13 miles in 1:13.
That's booking.
That's
I like that. I haven't used that term in a while.
Booking.
Dude, that's a good term.
What was the other one? The one I like that you use. I can't even remember what it is. It's a good one, but I won't even think of it. But janky. That's the one I was thinking about. Janky. I've never heard anybody use that before. But yeah, that's pretty incredible. But what makes it even funner? To get to the race, Dakota rode his bike.
He did
250 miles.
Durango.
Yeah.
Raise money for Protect Our Winners.
Yeah.
Because
there's not much of those anymore.
Exactly right. Because we need the whole western United States is on fire.
It's sad everywhere you go. I was up at Tony's Grove this weekend, and there's a big fire at Bear Lake right now.
Yeah, luckily on the east side of the lake, right?
You get that smoke. I was at Tony's Grove, and the smoke settled right in.
Yeah, I talked to a lot of people that have gone up to Canada recently, and they drove, and they said it was smoke-filled all the way up to Canada, and we think it's bad here, but it's 10 times worse up there.
Man, it just makes it for you shouldn't be outside almost.
Yeah, running lately has been pretty harsh.
Breathing in all that toxic sludge.
Yes.
But yeah, so on the men's side, like I said, Dakota won that in 3:32. Second was a guy from Spain, Oriol Cardona, in 3:37. And Darren Thomas was third in 3:37 as well, just 15 seconds back. Yeah, it's some of the names you might recognize. Sage Canaday was 6th in 3:46. Max King was 15th.
He
4:37.
raced the weekend before, didn't he? Something like that.
And one of my favorite all-time names running finished 13th in 4:13 was Patty O'Leary.
Yes.
God dang it, that's a cool name.
It is.
I'm going to use that as my Tinder name.
It's
going to be my Tinder name, man, I swear.
You're going to get some really weird requests.
That's all right. It's just all good Friday night fun, especially, it's like I was talking to my daughter last night at the Indigo Girls concert. And she says I should change my Facebook status to in relationship with Netflix.
True. Yes.
I'm like, you're kind of funny and mean, but thank you. What do you got to watch? So we were comparing Netflix stuff.
Gotcha.
On the women's side, on the Pikes Peak, Lynn Bjornlands, she set the record 4:15 in 1981. Megan Kimmel.
Oh, she ran fast.
4:15:04. She broke the record by seconds. So this thing has stood since 1981.
Yeah.
So we do talk about Carpenter's record because it's stout.
That's stout.
I mean, it's just the time. It's not he's the guy. It's just the time.
Yeah.
But the women's has stood for a lot longer. But Megan Kimmel broke it by 14 seconds.
God, that's almost 4 years.
133 downhill for her. So she's still hauling downhill.
Dude, anything that's remotely like that from 113 to 2 hours downhill, I think it's fast.
I just don't understand.
You have so many people coming up the trail.
Well, I don't care if you have like a free, 13 miles in 113.
That's fast. My quads hurt right now.
Yeah.
They're actually a little sore.
Yeah, it needs a rub down. It's crazy. Laura Orgue, also from Spain, was second in 4:30, and the defending champion, Cristina Massareno, was third in 4:37. So Anita Ortiz ran it, was a notable 8th, 5:19. But she also did the ascent the day before.
She's old school.
Yeah, she's like, if I'm going to drive that way, let's run.
Yeah.
Let's get some miles in. Also this weekend, we had the Squamish 50-50 up in Canada,
Yeah.
which is
put
on by Gary Robbins' race. And I know it's going to be shocking to everybody out there, but Courtney DeWalter won in 8:22. So I know people are probably going, "What? No way!"
Who's Courtney?
So she's won Western States, Mount Fuji, Ultra Trail, Behind the Rocks, Black Canyon, Coldwater Rumble 52, and Sean O'Brien 100K.
She's okay.
She's doing okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
I think she's still flying under the radar, right? I think she's still kind of going as not
still
really
waiting on that sponsor
Yeah,
opportunity.
she's just waiting for a little publicity.
She just wears those basketball shorts from Big Five.
She can get sponsored by, I don't know, somebody.
Somebody.
I mean, someone's got to recognize her at some point
right?
and say, hey, this girl has a little bit of talent.
Yeah.
We should probably tap into that. But hopefully she got all her racing done, and now she's back teaching. So
I don't think she's teaching anymore.
Isn't she?
I thought I read that.
Really?
She's not teaching anymore.
She's still chasing sponsors.
Yeah, exactly.
She doesn't have time for that, grading papers when I'm filling out applications for sponsorship.
I think she has got a couple more races in her schedule for the year.
Do you see anybody dethroning her for Ultra Runner of the Year for women?
No.
I don't know how you.
Absolutely not.
I mean, Western states, obviously, women. That's going to put you up there.
Now, if we're just looking like American side, no, she's got it wrapped up for the American side.
Well, what about
worldwide? Somebody would have to go run UTMB and break the course record.
Okay, we'll talk about that next.
Significantly.
But I don't.
And then they would have to had some other race, but no, she's got it for the U.S. side, no problem.
I can't see anybody coming close to challenging her.
No.
I guess you could throw out names like Megan Martinez. She did really well at Skyline.
Taking pictures?
Yeah. But Courtney's that just blows me away. So she finished in 8:22.
Right.
Okay. Second was 8:45, and third was 9:03.
Right.
So that's the 50-mile race because there's the 50K.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah. I think there's races all over the place, everywhere. Waldo was this past weekend, 100K.
Right. Congratulations to our buddy John Stewart.
Yeah, John Stewart not only just got in, but he finished the race.
He finished it. He said it was good fun.
That's awesome to see. There's also we'll skip that because I want to talk about the UTMB a little bit.
All right, let's do that.
So because Joel had the great lead in and he had no idea. So this is what's so great about this show. So the 2018 UTMB women.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to throw some names out.
Right.
There's Caroline Chavarreau.
Ooh.
And that's as close as I'm going to ever get if that's not correct.
Right.
Okay. So she's running. Nuria Pikes, is that right?
I think that's close.
Okay, and she won it last year.
Right.
UTMB. Claire Gallagher from the U.S. is going over there.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
So I'd say those might be your favorites.
Right.
There's from Japan. There's Kaori Niwa. She's running it. I mean, there's a ton. I mean, because we're talking European, more based runners.
Right.
So there's just a lot
names
more.
that are a lot more difficult to pronounce.
Yeah, and there's
you're
some I'm not even gonna look at and go, that's a guy's name, or something. But yeah, I won't even go there. Stephanie Violette's running. Casey Lichtig's running.
Wait a minute. We're talking like the full distance UTMB?
Yeah.
We're not talking CCC or TDS?
Correct.
Okay.
That's the starting list. Magda Bolle is running. So, I mean, there's some Eliza Lapierre.
All right.
Lapierre, whatever. I suck at pronouncing names.
I'm going to say Lapierre.
I mess my name up a lot, too.
It sounds better.
Sally McRae. Here's one. Like, no disrespect, but here's a name. I'll let you. It's FU hyphen capital ZHAO. That's the first name. Last name is XIANG.
Wow. That sounds pretty good
China.
already.
It's a Chinese name.
Yes.
I thought it was Rhode Island at first, but it's Fu Jiao Jing. That's pretty close.
That was close.
I mean, I watch a lot of World Cup.
Roll with it.
But there's a lot. I mean, there's a huge list of women. It's and we say this a lot. I mean, we name
20 deep, right?
It's deep. And I know there's like favorites, like when
Sure.
you're looking at last year's winner, when you've got Caroline, who's you always put there. She
I'm
could
not
have
quite
problems.
sure how. Yeah, I think she had some problems this year.
Yeah, she DNF'd UTMB last year. But yeah, I mean, you just never know. And so I'm looking at this list, and I'm thinking, who did we just name? Even if they won this race, could beat Courtney, and
they can't.
I don't think there is one on there. Even if they break the course record.
So looking at next year, what races do you want to see Courtney do? If she's healthy.
If she's healthy?
Yeah.
Nordic Valley 7K.
Oh, but
I think
that's
she could
this
do
year. That's this year.
Well, I mean, Gib Wallace, she could win some cash.
She could.
And set a
She
course
might
record.
be able to pick up a sponsor or two.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd play hoops with her after.
Right.
I don't know. Next year, what I'd like to see her run. I mean, she won Western.
Right.
You got to throw Hard Rock in there or
Hard
Leadville.
Rock.
I mean,
ooh, yeah, Leadville would be good.
I mean? because she'd be up there running.
UTMB?
Yeah, I think she'd be ready for UTMB.
Yeah.
Especially if she gets some sponsors.
Yeah, and can go over there and kind of train
a little bit.
Yeah. She does live in Colorado.
Yeah, I think something like that. I'd like to see her do a hard rock. Just to see.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, I mean, if you're doing UTMB, you have to be able to do well at hard rock to do well at UTMB. It's similar.
Yeah. Well, hard rock is a lot higher than UTMB.
Yeah. But it's... Yeah, I don't know. I think the people that win UTMB type races, you need to train there. We had this conversation with somebody not too long ago, but and that's why Americans are doing so much better as they're spending time over there.
Right. Let me look at Hayden.
Whether it's CCC, UTMB, any of those races. But yeah, I think back to that, I don't see anybody on here that would dethrone.
No, they would have to have a stellar year and then do something else this fall, like win the North Face. Yeah,
do something after UTMB. But again, Courtney probably has other races, so if she wins again, races. I mean, I just don't see anybody.
She's got locked down.
Yeah, I think so personally.
Yeah, even if she stopped right now.
Yeah.
And went back to teaching.
Yeah, playing basketball.
Yeah.
Season starting. The men's side could be super interesting.
Much more interesting, I think.
So there's a couple names that'll jump right out at you.
Right.
The Hornet.
Yep.
He's in.
Yeah.
It's the UTMB KJ race.
Yes, it is.
You know, it's. I'm still the guy that says if he lines up, he's gonna win.
He's gonna be top 3, right?
Yeah. It's
probably
you have to have a day, and he doesn't have a day for you to, or he just wants to run with you for a little while,
or
to hang
he just
out.
wants to stop and take pictures. Then you might get in the top 3.
And I'm not.
Even then, he's going to want to run and kind of talk to you and see how your day is going.
Yeah,
talk about cheese curds.
Oh man, I would love to talk to him about that.
Yeah, see,
he would be a good interview for cheese curds. Wamsley's running.
He's all right.
He's had a good year.
He's had a big train block in Silverton.
Yeah, he has. He's been crushing it down there.
He's primed and ready to go.
Professor X is running.
He's all right.
Luis Alberto Hernando.
That dude's a beast.
And he's got a killer name.
Yeah, he does, right?
It just rolls off your tongue.
It is such a beast.
Like, you could order that at a restaurant. What would you like? I'd like a Luis Alberto Hernando, please. I would like the combination plate. Tim Tollefson.
Another solid runner.
And then there, I mean, we could name names that...
you can go 20 deep again.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Sands.
Oh.
Alex
really?
Nichols. Yeah.
Oh, man. Now it's getting really interesting.
Oh, man, this name always... And when I say it right, it's good. Jededinemus Grenius.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. he's kind of hot and cold sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's either, like, on fire or he's, like, drinking beer somewhere.
Andrew Miller.
He blew up last year, didn't he?
But because he goes after it. Mark Hammond here locally is going to be there.
Andrew Miller, if he can just dial it back a hair, he'll be top 3. Mark Hammond, same thing. That dude, I'm going to go top 5 with him.
Who? Hammond?
Hammond, yeah.
He's a sneaky bugger, man.
He's good.
He's
so
an amazing runner,
solid.
but he's just still quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, Andrew Miller. Who else we got?
Is that race this weekend? It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So Tara Warren's out there.
Yeah.
Friend of ours here from Ogden.
That's cool.
So UTMB, for those that don't know, it's a 105.6-mile loop around Mount Blanc.
How much climbing is it?
There's over 2,000 runners. There's more than
33,000
feet.
That's a lot of climbing.
Yeah.
I did 6 this week so far. 7 this week so far.
Really?
My legs hate me.
I've done
whatever your stairs are.
8 flights.
Yes.
8 flights of stairs. But yeah, a lot of big names. And again, kind of who has the day. And the list can go on and on for people that you've heard of.
And then you've
know.
got the junior varsity races.
The CCCs.
And the TDS.
TDS.
And those are stacked.
Yeah. So it's going to be...
Okay, so let's say top 5 for you on men's side.
Men's? Yeah. I'm going Killian.
Okay, number 1.
I think he'll...
Wait, is this just in order? Or just these people are going to be in the top 5?
These are top 5.
Okay.
But Killian will finish first, second, and third. Like, I think he's going to take sweep the podium.
He's just going to lay up there like Burt Reynolds, Playboy style?
Totally. With like a yellow jersey.
Yeah.
Shorty shorts.
Oh, for sure.
Smiling.
Splitters.
Yeah, just his grin. So I think Killian... These are just no order except for Killian. I'm going to say Killian.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I'm going to come back to one here. I think Professor X.
Okay.
I like him in this.
He knows that course really good.
Yeah. Man, this is tough. There's too many.
Right.
I like your Mark Hammond for top 5.
Yeah, I think he's a shoe-in for top 5.
I think that's a sentimental one for me. I'm gonna go with.
They got 3, 2 more.
I'm gonna go with my combination plate for sure. I like him a lot.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I do. I think he's just neat.
He's I said it like 5 times already. That dude's a beast. When he's on it, he's hard to beat.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Luis Alberto Hernando, and I don't know. Like, I haven't done research, so I don't know if people have been hurt, what they've been running. I'm not that deep into this, but he's a 3-time defending trail world champion, 2016, 17, and 18.
He's won this race before. He knows what it takes.
It's hard to go against him. So who do I got? I got Killian, Professor X, LAH. Oh, my gosh. I'm going Tollefson.
Oh, yeah, you had the Hammond in there, too. So there's 5.
Okay. And Walmsley is 5.5.
He's outside the top 5.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
I don't know. That's why I wanted to come back to it, because I could see him as well. He's been training, and he's kind of got that little. He's kind of Western States gone now.
Kind of getting it figured out now.
Well, I mean, I think once that Western States thing was finished, he kind of he can relax.
Yeah, and he's been low key.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna bump. I can't bump any of those dudes.
But you're committed now.
Killian.
He's your substitute, right? If one of the other guys gets hurt, he can slide in.
I'm going to say Walmsley or Hammond will be top 5. The other 4 will be there.
Gotcha.
Hammond or Walmsley.
Wow.
And that's where I'm at. What about you?
I'm going to say Walmsley for the win. I'm going to say it right now.
Damn.
Walmsley for the win. Then the Hornets, number 2. Those two are going to duke it out. It's going to be fun to watch. Man. And then our boy, Mark, he's going to slide in, number 3. Tolson, number 4. Okay. And then I'm going to go for the almost the All-American sweep, Zach.
All right.
Number 5, yeah.
All right. Zach Miller. He's won CCC. I do know that. All right, what about the ladies' side?
Oh, man. That's a tough one.
I'm going repeat champ.
Okay.
And I think...
I'm going to say Stephanie Violet's going to have a good day.
Really?
I'm going to say that.
So I think Nuria will win. And I think Caroline Chavreau will finish top 5.
I think she's been hurt this year, so I'm not quite sure.
The only reason I'm saying she's going to be top 5 is because she DNF'd last year.
Well, she knows the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go with her.
I'm going to say Lichtag gets in top 5.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I like her.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that. I think Magna's got its shot.
We'll see. I like Pikes.
I think she'll win. I think she'll be back to back.
Yeah. Plus she's got a cool last name.
Yeah. Pikes. And then there's a lady from Spain. She finished. It's a UXUE. So that's her.
Yeah. That one's a tough one.
Yeah.
I forgot the rules on those. There's that lady from I think it's Japan. She ran really well.
Noria Kiwa, that one.
Yeah.
That one. I think it's both of them are going. I think the men to me might be deeper
for sure,
but I think the women are harder to pick.
Yes,
that's what I'm going to go with because I think it could just so much happen on either side.
Well, if any of like say Stephanie or Casey or Magda have a good day, they can win it, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Oh, I totally agree with that. I think
that the top end of the women's field's a little bit smaller this year.
Yeah, right? I agree with that. I think it's just getting so much more competitive too. So runners that typically have come into this race maybe as the favorite, that I'm gonna say they could coast. I mean, it's a long day, but I think it's just more like you have to have a game plan. You have to be on your game. Like there's not a lot of room for error.
Not in this
like
race.
there used to be.
Right.
Like there used to be. You know, before
you could rally, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked to people that have done it in the past that have done that. You know, that rallied late. Jeff Browning last year was talking about how he was like way back and ended up finishing where he did. But I just think more and more there's just so many more talented and experienced runners.
Right.
That. So anyway, it starts Friday, August 31st, so it's a week away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we got one
so
more week.
Week out.
Yeah,
Right.
we're still a week out.
So we can talk about it again next week a little bit.
For sure, if anybody
Right.
switches, like
Yeah.
someone gets into some bad brie and
Yeah,
can't run
exactly.
or whatever.
Somebody drops out between now and then.
But we'd like to hear your comments, too, like who you think's going to do what, when, and how.
Let's not do a contest.
We're not going to do a contest.
No contest.
Those are too hard to track.
They are.
But yeah, we'll see that. So anyway, that's our UTMB preview for week and a half out, I guess, close to that. What do we got? We got Joel's week for Woody Footy.
Yes. There were some good ones.
There were some. I'm going to name a couple because I was pretty
One
pumped.
or two good ones.
I was looking at this with my my youngest
Grant
daughter.
Nichols had a good one
Oh, yeah.
up in the Tetons. That was a good one.
looking.
That's one place I haven't been so far, that lake up there. I always go left at that intersection. I never go right.
Okay.
So maybe one day I'll go right.
Delta Lake is what it was, where he was at. Another cool one. Man, I'm sorry. Zoli, Z-O-L-I.
Mm-hmm.
He was scouting a course for a future race near the Dead Sea in Israel.
Wow.
And took a picture. That was cool. I'm like, Israel? Because I was looking at these with my youngest daughter.
Right.
And she was like, holy cow, because we had like Waldo, we had people on the Western States course.
Yeah, I saw that guy that started the Western States because he can get picked in the lottery. I like that.
And we sent him some mojo. Cade Brown, we're sending you some mojo that direction. Big group with Andrew Giles,
North
Shovel Pass, Skyline Trail, Jasper National Park, Alberta.
That one up in Jasper, they're up in the Skyline Trail.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool looking. That was like number 2 on my list.
Was it?
Yeah.
Elise Jenkins, she ran the Squamish 50-50, and she got a hat and a hug from Gary. She said worth it.
For sure.
Well, yeah. Our friend Brian Fluman, she was on the course of Bigfoot.
Bigfoot 200.
Was another good one. Let's see, what else was? There was a couple that I liked. We had Steve Hamilton. He got a little boo-boo jumping down a waterfall. John took a really cool one, John Stewart, on the Waldo course.
That was
big
good.
Old tree stumps. That was super cool. Derek Jenkins, he's doing there's American flag, and he's kind of going sideways.
Yeah.
That's impressive that people
That
can
was.
do that. That's
Dude's
some serious strength. Harriman State Park.
That was
Jim's
on my
race.
top 3 right there.
Ryan Ward had an awesome one at Snow Basin. What colors are starting to come out there, man.
And it's not because it's getting cold.
No.
It's lack of rain.
Yeah, and we got
depressing.
some finally today.
Kind of.
You got poor where I was at. It came down really hard.
Yeah.
Nate Reese had a good one at City of Rocks. There's a picture with a TrailManners shirt on. Lee Moss, he was out at the Pikes Peak Ascent.
Yeah.
So the
He
start
had a couple
there.
good ones.
Craters
sure
of the
about
Moon,
that.
we had one. Christina Newdorf, Castle Peak, California. Man, there's some great shots. Steve James in Vancouver, that was awesome at night with the moon.
Yeah, that was good.
Marcy Pearson, Kings Peak. She did
Right.
Kings Peak. I still would like to get out there. Jeff Hart, he's back doing some killer pictures. Mount Shuckson in Washington.
Wearing a helmet-wise, Ron.
I think I pretty much nailed the name of that one.
Yeah, that one's a tough one to pronounce.
I think I nailed it.
Yeah.
Amy Butler, she was in there again out in Vermont. Oh, check this one out. Heather Bluff, paddle boarding along the Green River on a 50-mile rafting trip.
That's
Montana,
a long way.
Utah. That's a long way. Corey Vigil, though. Do you see his? Edelweiss Resort in Germany.
So I looked at that and I was like, is that a post? Did he take a picture of a postcard?
No.
Because it looks like it, right?
It's amazing. The color.
Yeah.
The only thing this picture can do without, which has nothing to do with Corey, 'cause it's an amazing shot, is the power line.
Right.
So Germany, you got to do a lot
Photoshop
better.
it next time.
You got to do a lot better, Germany. Chandler in the Northwest had a good one. There's just so many good ones. Travis England, he has a finish at him at the UTMB finish line.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of good ones. But Joel's week to pick the winner, and I can't disagree with this pick.
It was well framed.
What about Lee Moss took the one of the guys at Pikes Peak finish line?
That's what I was just about to say. I could have done without seeing that one.
Yeah, I would have kept running. I wouldn't have stopped at the finish line. But yeah, this year, go announce our winner.
So it was Krista Alderdice, Enchanted Forest Trail in Vermont. Yeah, It was well framed.
It was awesome.
I like it.
And
very symmetrical.
I even commented, I need to run here. And Amy Butler basically replied saying,
well, duh.
Yeah,
That's what
that'll
she
be
said.
part of your tour.
Yeah.
And Krista and Guy are included in my tour, apparently. It's on the Vermont 50K course, that picture. So Krista Alderdice. Send us at manners@trailmanners.com.
your contact.
Your address, and I will ship out your...
Very, very limited edition.
It's getting
we're
very
down,
limited edition.
Down to the very last weeks.
And if by any chance maybe I shipped somebody my Patagonia hat, messing it up, send it back. I never thought of that. I doubt that. I'm pretty sure 99.9. I'm 100% sure that didn't happen. No,
it's up in the Tetons.
That makes me so sad. They're lonely. If the bear got it, I'm going to be pissed.
That bear is totally rocking that out. I'll chase him down this weekend.
That'd be a sweet picture. That'd win Woody Footy. This week's Strava group, Joseph Taylor, 109.8 miles ran.
Joe.
Total run time, Trevor Medding, 22 hours, 27 minutes. And climbing, Matthew Zabriskie, 28,546. Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Jimmy Elam was third, 24,989. Salt Lake. Erin Hill, she took some time off. She only did 23,247.
Erin.
That's a lot of vert going on this week.
Back to school week, so she had to take it easy.
Yeah, she did. She probably just, I'll have to get a quick one in.
Right.
So that was the leaderboard for the TrailManners Strava page. So we do have a few things, little house cleaning to do. We went through the Woody Footies. How about we jump into Ask TrailManners?
All right.
This is a good one. I didn't send this to Joel.
Yeah, so it'll be
if it takes a second,
fresh.
So here it is, Ask TrailManners. All bias aside, with all the trail shoe brands out on the market, I see a few brands that continue to break down in similar ways.
Huh.
In your opinion, how many miles should a good trail shoe get, and what are the better trail shoes out there, knowing everyone likes different drops, toe boxes, weights, etc.? That's from Mike D. in Idaho.
Man, how many miles should they get?
Yeah.
What's the manufacturers say? 300, 350.
Right in there is what, like, I think that's the, I almost call it a urban legend anymore.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I think after 200 miles, I'm looking for a new pair.
Yeah.
To be honest. I can squeak out more. I can squeak out 300, 400, but it's just uncomfortable at that point.
And I think at some point, too,
you know what that fresh pair feels like, right?
And where you're running them.
Feels so good.
If you're doing more technical,
right,
you could rip them up better,
Sure.
bushwhacking, you know. So I think that was, I think at one point, if I remember right, it was more or less there was articles saying you need to train your running shoes out and it's geared more toward road,
right,
like every 300 to 350 miles. So I think that was kind of the pinnacle that stuck to everybody's head.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've definitely, like Joel said, I've got a lot of miles out of shoes.
Oh, gosh,
I've got hundreds and hundreds of miles. It's just a matter
I'll ring them out until there's nothing left.
Yeah, it's just like so at the Teton, I didn't notice this. I ran in my Pearl M2s.
Right.
And I finished, didn't think, threw them in a bag because they were stinky.
Right.
Got home, was like Monday. I'm like, all right, I'm going to battle these guys. Took them out, and a huge chunk of the rubber sole was gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long I've been running without rubber on the bottom of my shoe.
But you did just fine.
Yeah, I finished. Yeah. But so I think mileage is going to vary.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's how well you take care of your shoes. And what I mean by that is where you run.
Yeah.
Like if you're just doing like some like Bonneville Shoreline Trail where we're at, where it's kind of flat, not super technical, flat, dust, dirt.
Yep.
They could last longer, but if you're doing like
gnarly rocks and
Wheeler,
roots.
like just the Wheeler area,
or
you're doing the switchbacks to the parking lot to Ben Lomond, that type of stuff where it's gnarly and
a lot of technical stuff,
a lot of bushes that can snag.
Right, they'll break down faster. But even then, man, I'll run in shoes if they got holes in them, as long as they're still performing adequately. You just keep rolling with those things. Who cares if they are a little bit defective?
And I roll those ones into my winter running shoes.
Yeah, unless there's too big of a hole in them.
Yeah,
right.
I'm like, well, because I like to save my good ones for other stuff.
Right.
But I think mileage-wise is going to vary. Personally, I think if you can get 300 out of a pair of shoes, you're doing good. I know people argue and say, I got 600 out of my
Hey, that's great.
That's awesome. But
fantastic.
I mean, realistically, you can get as many as you want out of a pair of shoes if you have duct tape and baling wire.
And if you've got the funds, you can change them out every 200 miles.
Yeah.
Just make sure you donate them.
But I know, because I know there's been a lot, like I follow on social media and stuff, and you see a lot of like ultras ripping out in the forefoot, in the mesh, in the same spot.
That's a significant breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be more. You see, it's like common.
Right,
that's the right word for it. So I know what they were probably talking about on breakdown. I don't know, and I like how he worded the last part, where he's like, "What are the better trail shoes out there?" Knowing everybody likes different drops, toe boxes, etc., weights, etc. And I think that's a great one. That's where I think it comes to personal preference.
Man, it is right. Ultra still does put out some good shoes.
I just got a brand new pair of Lone Peak 4s.
Yeah.
and I'm going to be testing those out when I decide to run again.
And Hoka's doing a lot better.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are
doing
too.
Doing much better.
But I think it's people, right? Because I know people that love or hate a brand.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, I love people. Someone say I won't wear anything with Solomon. I love that 8 mil drop.
Yeah,
I love a narrow toe box. But like me, it's like I can't do a narrow toe box.
Exactly.
Ultras sometimes are too wide at the toes.
True.
Pearl was my all-time favorite fit. And I'm not going to lie there, but they're gone.
Right. Brooks, that pure grit looks like a good shoe.
You were just mentioning that shoe. Do you know the drop in the stack?
It's 19, 14, the stack heights, and it's got a 4-5 mil drop.
Okay.
Something like that. That Saucony Exodus was a great shoe. I think they just kind of messed it up recently, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I see a lot of people that like what they like.
Yeah.
You know,
find what you like and just keep rolling with it, and it's going to vary year to year.
It does if they upgrade or downgrade or bring out a new model. Like I know the Hoka Torrent's been taking things by storm lately.
I've got a pair of those, and
it says it's like for more of a faster shoe.
It is a very fast shoe.
Because I tried those on. They were comfortable out of the box.
Yeah, they're comfortable out of the box, but, man, that's a fast shoe.
Yeah, I would like to know what – I think brands all have a winner.
They for sure do.
You know what I mean? Like
right.
I think Solomon, Hoka, North Face, Sock. I think everybody's got a winner.
They do.
And then they have some dogs.
Oh, do they ever?
You know, and then some of it just does boil down to your foot type and what you like.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, mileage-wise, that could vary across the board just depending on what you like. If you got the money and you can replace them every couple hundred miles, I know in trail running when people are putting in 2,000 miles a year, you could say that's 10 pair of shoes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of
But you can get, rotating shoes is good. Have a couple pair.
That's what I've been doing lately.
I've been trying to do that more now lately, too, so I'm running low. But I'm excited to try that. I like the Lone Peak 4. I really like the tread on those.
Do you?
I do.
Gotcha.
I've worn them around the apartment. What I'm probably going to do, though, and I'll be all honest with everybody, is I might put a little hill drop in them.
Yeah, I think that's
I'm
fair.
not a zero drop guy, and I've tried it. I actually tried it for well over a year.
It's tough.
And I think for me, it's more or less just because I like other shoes, so I don't want to just be running in like a 6 to 4 drop and then drop to a 0 and go back and forth. I don't know how healthy that is.
Actually, that's probably pretty healthy to do that.
Just to go back and forth.
Yeah, than just being straight 0.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure on that Achilles.
But yeah, I'm going to try those. But they do. They look good. I'm kind of excited, and I hope they work because I'd love to find a new shoe, especially since they're brand new. So I know I could get them for a couple more months.
Yeah, there you go.
But I will do a little talk about them once I do figure them out. So anyway, Mike, thanks for the question. That was the one question we did have this week. But I do want to give a quick shout-out, too. I didn't bring it up, but Elizabeth and Nate at the Sign Garage in Ogden, they sponsor our Woody Footy award. So they basically said, here's a year's worth of hats.
Right.
We know what you guys are doing. We dig it. Give them away. They gave us some stuff to ship them in. But the reason I want to give them a little shout-out, I didn't know this because I haven't been in there for a little while.
Gotcha.
They've got a foster baby. A little girl.
Like a real human baby?
A real human baby. Like she was telling me, she goes, I'm not in the shop as much.
Not like a dog?
No, a real human baby.
That's huge.
That is. She's 3 months. They've had her for 2.
Whoa.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome? I'm so pumped for those guys.
Good for them.
But she was letting me know she feels kind of sad because it's not theirs. It's not their adopting. So she's like, I don't know if I can give it back.
Oh, it's going to be hard, right?
Because when she says we have a foster, I usually think
dog, right?
Well, even when she said it was human, I was thinking, okay, elementary age, maybe junior high age. But she's like, yeah, we got it's like 1 month. I'm like, holy cow, that's a lot of work. So she hasn't been in the shop.
Right. I can see why.
Yeah, she's a little busy. But yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to those guys because that's
good
really
for them.
cool to do that. But yeah, I think that's all we have for this week. I can't think of anything else other than make sure you keep your eyes open for my Patagonia hat. You can check out our website. There'll be some selfies with that hat in it. So now there are more hatties than selfies. But I think that's it for this week. Singletrack Session 102. We did get a closing quote. This closing quote was from Tony G. out of Washington. Never measure the height of a mountain until you have reached the top. Then you will see how low it was. Boom. Dropping knowledge. Dropping a closing quote. Never measure the height of a mountain until you have reached the top. Then you will see how low it was. I guess. I guess, Tony. I can't say, because I've done some mountains where I'm like, that's too damn high for me. Anyway, this is Aric and Joel with the TrailManners podcast, Singletrack Session 102, and we are out.